Chapter 12, Dueling Drum Majors. Excuse me? I don't like the sound of that. Why do I feel like Wiley's going to pit these two against each other? And for what purpose? Wiley, what are you doing? I'm already, assuming things, but I think I'm within my rights to assume things at this point.
Ready to go?
Yes.
What's wrong? Well, besides the obvious.
I feel like we're standing at the edge of a cliff. Or maybe a crossroads. It leaves me with a bad feeling in my gut.
Let's not talk like that. Let's focus on getting through morning practice. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Wiley will let us go at the end.
The buses aren't working, remember?
Well, maybe our parents will come for us. Or maybe he's got new buses. I'm trying to be optimistic here.
You're right. You go on ahead to practice, Susie. There's something I want to check.
Okay.
The fences again. I just want to try something. I input the code Mr. Wiley gave me at the start of camp into the control panel and hit the switch, but nothing happens. I can still hear the faint buzz of electricity humming through the fence. Then my suspicions are correct. Mr. Wiley has changed the code that controls the electric fence, and he's the only one who knows it. Did you two hear?
Hear what?
I can't even.
I heard Clark is the one who suggested to Wiley that we all stay here until we get the show perfect. Can you believe that? What a loser. Look, I know that would fit his MO, but it's not actually his fault this time, okay? What? That's not true. That must be a rumor.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I almost forgot. Clark's your boyfriend now, is that it? Figures you'd agree with him. He's not my boyfriend, and I didn't say I agreed with it. I said it's a rumor. In fact, I bet Peter is the one who started it. Was he the one who told you that?
Seriously?
It's all over the band. Everyone's talking about it. Why isn't Susie saying anything? She doesn't seriously believe this, does she?
Love ya.
Anyways, I better go get ready. Bye. Love ya, Cadence.
Gather on the field for stretches.
Here we go. Mr. Wiley doesn't look happy. I don't think today is going to be any better than yesterday or the day before that. Okay, people. Bend down and touch your toes.
Listen up while you're loosening up. You'll be happy to know that the practice schedule is lighter for this weekend. There will be no evening practice tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow will consist of a morning practice and a mandatory sectional in the afternoon. Lastly, you'll have Sunday off. But I do hope you'll use the extra time to work on memorizing your music.
So it's true. He really doesn't plan to let us go. I exchange a glance with the closest band members.
And speaking of memorizing music, Cadence, once you're done running basics, I want you to work on cleaning the opener with the band while I take care of business.
Of course. But what business?
Don't tell me you forgot.
It hits me like a sledgehammer. The hair dye threat! I had completely forgotten that anyone who didn't have their music memorized by today is going to get their hair dyed. By the looks on the faces around me, they didn't remember either. Oh boy, here we go. Is Pop-Tart gonna be saved again?
1 hour of basics and then it's showtime. Let's do this!
It's not a good session. Nervousness permeates the air. Hi, Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart? Did you?
No talking! Let's do that over again!
Well, there's nothing I can do for anyone now. I can only hope they memorize their music.
That's it for basics. Set up the opener. I'll call the rookies over to that corner of the field one by one, and anyone else who is guessing at their fingerings.
Can I go first?
Hey.
Alex.
I'm not nervous.
What? I got this!
Let's go!
Sure, whatever.
I try to run practice to the best of my ability, but it's a little difficult when Mr. Wiley keeps calling people over to play for him.
Larry.
I can tell the band is distracted too. We all have one ear aimed towards the corner of the field, listening, hoping that our friends will pull through.
Aaron.
If they do, hey, maybe we can dye Mr. Wiley's hair and things will be happy and carefree again. It doesn't hurt to hope, does it?
Wendy.
Please, everyone, do your best.
Pop-Tart.
The sun reaches its zenith, and when it does, Mr. Wiley returns to us. The band falls silent to hear the results. Oh, he announces the audition only, eh?
Next year, this band will be audition only.
My heart sinks. No. Did it go that terribly?
You hear me? This band will be audition only, even if we have to drop to being a Group 1 or a Group .5.
Marching bands compete against one another based on group size. Group 1 is the smallest, with up to 30 musicians. Blue Mountain is currently a Group 3, but was a Group 4 back in Mr. Wiley's day. Right, it's just been shrinking, and now if you do audition only, it's going to be even smaller. Okay.
I don't care if that leaves us with 2 trumpets, a flute, and half a tenor drum. It's what's gonna happen!
No, that's not right! My voice comes out as a pathetic squeak that is heard by no one.
But until that happens, we need to deal with the weakest links.
He reveals the hair dye in the promised colors, pink, orange, and green. The freckled freshman from the trumpet section is pulled from our ranks. He goes screaming.
No! This isn't fair! I know my music, I swear! I just got nervous! Please!
Many of us look away as Mr. Wiley holds him down, forcibly dyeing his auburn hair a bright orange. Not the auburn hair. The message is not lost on us. No more crossing Mr. Wiley. Not unless you want to end up with dyed hair or outside of Camp Bearpaw with nothing but a suitcase.
Toby.
Toby steps forward from Susie's section, facing his punishment with more dignity. But I can see anger flash in his eyes as his hair is turned from brown to green.
Pop-Tart.
As Pop-Tart weaves his way through the ranks of the band, a number of upperclassmen take shots at him.
Pop-Tart! Oh, way to go, Pop-Tart! Way to represent the mellophones!
Pathetic.
Serves you right for not memorizing your music. It is unacceptable when this is supposed to be the last day of band camp.
Oh, Clark, this is not the shit, whatever. I'm very protective of my Pop-Tart, okay? Pop-Tart pauses and glares at Clark, blinking furiously. But he can find no words and continues on to meet Mr. Wiley, head bowed in shame.
Anyone else notice they were all brass players? Alex, shut the hell up.
Finally, Peter says something sensible. As Pop-Tart separates himself from our ranks to face Mr. Wiley, someone comes up behind me. Doug, is it you? Nope. Clark, what reality do you live in? Is the sky blue in your world?
Did you hear Mr. Wiley? He wants to make the band audition only. That's what I've been saying all along.
No.
No.
Suddenly, white-hot rage flares up from within me. I walk swiftly away from Clark, headed towards where Mr. Wiley is punishing Pop-Tart. Oh, is Cadence gonna take it? I can stay quiet no longer. I don't care where this gets me. I have to speak out against this. That's enough! Oh no, we didn't save him! He's got pink hair! Pop-Tart! He looks kind of cute with pink hair, but... Poor Pop-Tart. Well, we waited a little too long.
Excuse me?
You're abusing your powers as band director. This is cruel. Wow, Cadence actually called him out. I'm very impressed. I motion to Pop-Tart, whose hair is now a startling shade of pink to match his flushed cheeks. And you want to make the band audition only? It's been open to all for as long as anyone can remember. Sure, we may not be the best band in the land, but it's a source of pride and excellence for our school, and anyone should be welcome to be part of that. I stand before Mr. Wiley and my peers, quivering with emotion. His silence unnerves me, but I can't regret my words. They needed to be said.
How silly of me.
Huh?
Here I was, so busy with testing the band's memorization, that I almost forgot to test the drum major herself.
I see. I have earned your wrath. Fine, come at me, bro. What?
Did you think that I had forgotten about you, Cadence?
What are you...
Well, I did for a second there, but now I've remembered. Get on the podium. As for the rest of you, set up for the closer. We're going to run Jupiter.
The band does as he says. I climb up to my position on the podium, still trembling, but I have nothing to be afraid of. I know Jupiter. It's the same as I've always done.
Clark, set the met.
Exactly how fast do you want this to be?
127 BPM should do it.
127 beats per minute? But we haven't taken it that fast yet. This isn't fair. No, I can handle it. This is nothing. Set! I raise my hands and the shaking subsides. The pressure is on. 1, 2, ready, and... The band takes off. It's almost comical seeing Jupiter move at such a pace. The forms are an absolute mess. Rookies scramble to keep up, their instruments bobbing wildly in their hands. Don't even get me started on what it sounds like, much less looks like. I try not to let it distract me, focusing on myself. It's not a flawless run. I mess up once and it psychs me out, and I wind up being a tad off for the rest of the piece. The band isn't together either, as confused as I am. The drums end a full measure before the winds do. I drop my arms, feeling sick inside. This is it for me. I'm going to wind up following the trombones home after that performance. If not that, I'm getting my hair dyed today. Hopefully he chooses pink. I'd be fine with orange, too. Please, just don't pick green, Mr. Wiley. That is so not my color. He steps onto the field. His face contains disappointment. I wait, heart thundering, to hear what my sentence might be.
Clark.
My mouth goes dry.
Sir.
Yes.
Why don't you come on up and show Cadence how it's done?
Damn. Damn! It's your big chance, man. It's your big chance.
What?
He looks uncertainly at me, mirroring my shock.
Are you sure? I don't know the show nearly as well as Cadence.
I'm sure you know it better than you think. Come on up here and give it a shot. Cadence, you can stand on the 30-yard line and conduct.
Clark sidelines his clarinet and slowly makes his way to the podium. I step down, making way for him. As he passes by, he gives me an apologetic look, but I can still see the glee dancing just behind the apology. Eee. This is what he's always wanted. I stand rigid at the 30-yard line, the place a secondary drum major would stand. My face burns with shame, and I can't meet the eyes of my bandmates. I don't know if anyone's going to actually follow Clark's directions, though, because they're kind of anti-Clark at the moment.
Clark, if you will.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
He faces the band, squaring his shoulders with confidence. Suddenly, I have chills. He really looks the part of a drum major.
Get set!
The band obeys, instruments snapping into place. I also lift my hands and assume the position, watching Clark for his cue. Mr. Wiley passes behind me, arms folded behind his back, looking quite nonchalant.
Try and keep up with him if you can, Cadence.
I swallow hard and focus on Clark as he begins the count. Despite my shaking hands, I follow along, never taking my eyes off him. His form is flawless, but he doesn't have as much practice conducting this piece as I do. He misses a number of cues. The band seems to be doing better on their second attempt as well. Whether that's because it's their second go or because they've got Clark leading them, I don't know. Either way, I taste resentment. Is this what Clark feels when he sees me standing on the podium? I spare a glance at him. Even from this angle, I can see the pride lighting up his eyes. Chin lifted, shoulders squared, he exudes confidence. He's the happiest I've ever seen him, because this is what he was born to do. At the end of Jupiter, everyone looks to Mr. Wiley for his reaction.
Boy, that was impressive. Especially for never having conducted Jupiter in front of a band before. I wonder, did I choose wrong?
Clark's eyes go wide. Oh, hell no. My fists clench at my sides, nails digging into my palms.
Well, Cadence, would you like another shot?
Of course. I'm competitive. It's not going to be that easy. We are dueling drum majors, after all. Hell yes, I want another shot. I can do way better. Let me back up on that podium. Clark quietly gets out of my way. Mr. Wiley points him to the 30-yard line. I feel like someone's lit a fire in my heart, and I'm pissed. I'll show you, Mr. Wiley. You did not choose wrong. Before Wiley can even open his mouth, I scream across the band. Opening set! Now! The band scrambles to comply. And get ready because we're going to take this up a few more notches. 150 BPM.
What?
Huh? Are you for real?
I ignore all of the protests. Get set! Why do we have to have Wiley in the middle of this? I hate it. Absolute worst. My hands fly into position. Clark copies me, rushing to reclaim his focus. All of my nerves have dissipated. I've got this. There's no way Clark can beat me. I'm the drum major, not him. 1, 2, ready, and... The band takes off. I'm more focused than ever. I conduct almost angrily, slicing the air with my fingers. I hit every cue, every beat, because I am the best. I am Cadence, drum major of the Blue Mountain Bandits marching band. Hear me roar. In the corner of my eye, I see Clark watching me with wide eyes, struggling to keep up. His perfect form doesn't look so perfect now. I shove away the satisfaction and embrace the surge of fury and confidence that has taken hold of me. Never have I felt so alive! As soon as it's begun, it's over. I bring my hands down, panting fiercely. I glare in Mr. Wiley's direction, waiting for what he has to say. If it wasn't good enough, I'll do it again. And again. I'll stay here all day if I have to.
Clark, would you like to challenge Cadence once more?
No. This is making me uncomfortable.
You're sure?
Yes.
I'm fairly certain I couldn't beat the performance she just gifted us.
Damn! Wow. The way he said that, too. That was the highest compliment.
Very well.
I'm proud of you.
Cadence, you've proved you deserve to remain at the helm of the band.
I can't help but grin, though I'm so worked up it probably looks more like a gruesome snarl. Lovely.
Just remember, Cadence, don't make the same mistake twice. Band is dismissed.
Mistake? Does he mean the mistakes I made when I conducted Jupiter? I think he means when you stood up to him. Yeah. No, he means when I spoke out against him. Don't do it again. As I'm leaving the field, I spot a head of bright pink hair. In the excitement, I had almost forgotten. Pop-Tart, are you all right? Oh no, the hoodie of shame. Pop-Tart. Oh. Pop-Tart doesn't say anything in response. He shamefully pulls the hood of his shirt over his head and walks away. I don't really feel like eating lunch with Clark after that, or anyone else for that matter. I'm not very hungry. I'll just eat a few snacks in my room and listen to some music. Who could that be? Oh, you were not at all... You were on the bottom of my list for who could have been knocking on my door. Tom, what brings you here?
Hey, Cadence. You got a minute?
Sure, what's up?
Cool.
He scoots a little closer and lowers his voice. Ah, is it secret meeting time?
I thought you deserved to know. Me and some band members have been talking, and we decided we need to hold a meeting with the leaders of the band. Tonight.
A meeting?
We need a plan.
It doesn't seem like Wiley's letting us leave anytime soon. We think it's time to take matters into our own hands. We need some kind of plan in case no one comes for us.
A shiver goes up my spine at those words. What's the plan?
We'll figure that out at the meeting. 10 p.m. at the old campground in the woods. No one ever goes out there. Will you come?
Yes, of course. I'm the drum major. It feels good to still be able to say those words.
Great!
All of the section leaders should be there. I'll be representing the trombones, I guess. Listen, keep it under wraps, but you can invite anyone else you deem trustworthy. Okay?
Okay.
See you tonight.
See you. I'm surprised he wasn't like, as a caveat, don't invite Clark. He glances around as though expecting to see spies. Then he slips away as quickly as he came. Oh snap, look at the time! I better get to afternoon practice. And they're off doing sectionals. I guess I'll just wander and make sure everyone's doing their job. There are the saxophones. I'm sure Samuel already knows about the meeting, but his poker face is too good to let anyone catch on about it. The mellophones decided to integrate some marching into their music sectional. They're lined up on the 50-yard line. However, Pop-Tart is off on his own, looking miserable as he observes them marching from a distance. I wait for Olive to involve him in the sectional, but it's as if he doesn't even exist. She won't speak to him, or even look at him. They're totally ostracizing him. I don't think I would have ever survived band. It's too cutthroat for me. Looks like I need to step in. What's going on here? Why isn't Pop-Tart participating in the sectional?
He's an embarrassment. Mr. Wiley should have kicked him out of the band along with the rest of those losers. I don't know why he didn't.
She shoots a venomous glare in Pop-Tart's direction. He continues to sulk as though he can't hear her. I feel all of my rage and frustrations from this week building within me, and they're about to boil over. That's not how this is going to work. I don't care if our band director is crazy. We are still a band and a team. You don't just give up on someone like that, especially when they're a rookie, and you're supposed to be their leader.
But Pop-Tart,
don't interrupt me! Do as I say and let Pop-Tart be part of your sectional. Don't just cast him to the side and ignore him like he's worth less than dirt. I'm so sick of seeing the upperclassmen treat the inexperienced rookies like trash. This is how you lead people to quit the band and wind up with no one left. Angry tears threaten to bud in the corners of my eyes, plural. Refusing to let Olive see me cry, I turn on my heel and stomp away. Her taunting voice rings out behind me.
doesn't matter if he quits. It's going to be audition only next year anyways. He'd never make the cut.
I don't take the bait. But what she says next does bring me some semblance of relief that I did my job, even if I lost my temper doing it.
Come on, Pop-Tart. Get over here and get set.
No.
Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart!
Pop-Tart walks off. I salute you. Well, there you have it. That's how it goes when you're unable to earn anyone's respect. Indeed. I wonder if I should try speaking with Pop-Tart, but one look at his face is enough to stop me in my tracks. He needs his space right now. So do I. I will love you one day, Pop-Tart, I swear. I don't care if you are Yandere. I will love you. Deep breaths, Cadence. Whew. I wipe the moisture out of my eyes and compose myself. Man, I hate confrontation. Tom. Thanks, I needed a bit of a laugh after that.
All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself.
Tom?
Whoa!
Oh, hey, Cadence! I swear I'm focusing on my music. Please don't tell Mr. Wiley. You okay?
Yeah. I'll be fine. Things are just tough right now, you know?
I've got your back.
Yeah,
Always.
I know. But I hope you know that no matter how tough things get, I'll always have your back.
Aw, thanks, Tom. Tom never fails to cheer me up. I smile at him, completely forgetting about my angry tears. Thanks, Tom. I'd better keep making my rounds now. And you'd better focus on your music. You're playing a never-ending trombone solo from now on, you know.
See you later.
Right.
Well, strolling around Camp Bearpaw filled the time nicely. 5 more minutes and we'll be off to evening break.
Cadence?
Oh! Mr. Wiley! Did you need something?
How's everyone doing? Anybody out of line?
No. Everyone's focused on getting their work done. More or less. I just don't want anyone to get in trouble anymore. Who knows how they'll be punished.
I see. If they do step out of line, you make sure to tell me. All right?
Of course.
Because I know you're on my side. I know you would let me know if anyone stepped out of line. Wouldn't you, Cadence?
I can only nod wordlessly, unable to speak past the hard lump in my throat.
Good talk.
Good. Well then. Have a nice day.
Could it be... Does he know about tonight's meeting? No, he couldn't possibly. I only just found out about it myself. There's no way he knows. I hope. Clark!
Oh, there you are. I missed you at lunch.
You did? I mean, there's something I need to talk to you about. Let's sit over there.
Very well.
We take a seat. There's a strange tension between us. I try to ignore it, focusing on picking at my crusty old lasagna with a fork.
What is it?
What is this about?
Okay, well... I lean in close and lower my voice, as Tom had done for me. Tom came to me and told me about some kind of secret meeting being held tonight at the old campground in the woods. They want to figure out some kind of plan in case Mr. Wiley won't let us leave here. Which, at this point, seems like it's going to be the case.
Who is going to this meeting?
Section leaders, mostly. That's why I wanted to make sure you knew.
I'm glad you told me. I believe we should be present at this meeting, as the voice of reason.
Okay. I guess we'll see what happens then. We don't discuss the meeting any further than that. In fact, we speak very little. Though we avoid talking about what happened at morning practice, it continues to plague my mind. I don't think Mr. Wiley should have done that. He gave Clark a taste of what could have been. What isn't. As elated as he was to step up on that podium, I'm sure it hurt him just as much to step back down. I can see something is bothering him, and I'm certain that's what it is. I mean, it might be that. It might also just be that he's come to realize he's actually not ready for that level like he thought he was after watching you. He might be a little disappointed in himself. I wish I could take back what happened. I don't. I have no regrets. I spend the rest of the evening in my room relaxing, a little jittery as the sun disappears and 10 p.m. approaches. Finally, it's time. I head towards the woods. But just before I depart the lodge, I hear voices. A strange feeling compels me to circle around the corner of the building. Oh no. Don't you do it again, Clark. Don't you do it again. Huh? What are Clark and Mr. Wiley doing? They seem to be deep in conversation, but I can't hear them from here. What should I do? I don't know. He betrayed us before. I'm trying to think, like, if I move closer, am I going to make a noise and they hear me? Am I moving closer to interrupt the conversation? Like, it seems like I'm going to be nearby no matter what and they're going to see me, but how much do I want to hear? Is one of these showing trust in Clark? Should I be trusting Clark? I'm gonna stay still. Before I can make a move, Mr. Wiley suddenly separates from Clark, leaving him behind. Slowly, Clark makes his way back towards the lodge where he sees me waiting for him.
Cadence?
Hey, what was that about just now?
So you saw.
You weren't telling Mr. Wiley about our meeting, were you?
No.
Of course not.
Then what were you talking about?
It's nothing. Just forget about it.
I mean, my first thing I did was, like, to trust you, so I'm gonna trust you, Clark. And hope you don't stab me in the back again. Okay, if you say so. I trust you. Yeah, do you feel guilty? You gonna tell me stuff? Come on, Clark.
We'd better get to the meeting. We're late.
By the time we come, everyone has already gathered, and Tom is starting on the opening statements.
We need a plan.
Mr. Wiley has trapped us here, in band camp. We need to come up with some kind of escape plan. Oh, hey, Cadence.
Whoa, what? What is this about, an escape plan?
It's exactly what it sounds like. You're joking. Oh boy, here we go. Mr. Wiley can't keep us trapped here forever. We might as well wait this out and work on perfecting the show in the meantime. Someone will come for us eventually.
And what if someone doesn't? What then?
I think you're being a bit silly, Susie. We all have parents who care about us. They wouldn't leave us here.
Oh, so my fear is silly to you. Is that what you're saying, Cadence? My emotions aren't valid?
I didn't say...
Ladies, please. We're here to brainstorm ideas.
Is this what we're gonna fight about now? It's like, Susie, you're being silly. I mean, there was a way to say that without saying, you're just dumb for being scared. Like, I don't think she's dumb for being scared.
And I've got a great one. We'll dig our way to freedom.
Huh?
What?
How?
We don't even have shovels.
Seriously?
And we hardly have any energy thanks to hours of practice. Your idea is unconventional.
Just listen. You remember the trombones, right?
Duh.
Well, guess what? They never left.
I beg your pardon?
They're camping out in the woods, and I've been tossing them supplies over the fence. Since they don't have to be at practice, they can do the majority of the digging, and the rest of us can help them out in cycles.
You have a bunch of kids just... What? They're all just hanging out while you throw them food? Okay. Well, that was something I wasn't expecting.
Really?
The trombones have been sleeping in the woods every night. Aren't there bears out there?
It's all good.
They put up a watch. Don't worry, I taught them all about how to survive in the wild. Reading hours upon hours of Hunger Games fanfiction does not make you a survival expert, Tom.
Damn.
Well, it's gotten them this far. Can we please just focus on the escape plan for now?
Sure. So answer my question. What are we going to do about shovels?
I'm sure we can find materials to serve as substitutes. Trombone slides? I've heard enough. Shut up, Clark.
No.
I will not. As I said before, we should be putting all of our energy into the show. If we work hard enough and perfect our performance, Mr. Wiley will surely let us leave.
Really?
You're really asking to get thrown into the lake again, aren't you? Just try it. Mr. Wiley will have you camping in the woods with the trombones before long.
Whoa!
Woo, tensions are high tonight. Cadence, mind helping me out? What's your opinion on all this?
I agree with Clark.
What? You do?
Yes. Honestly, I think you're all going a little crazy, and I don't blame you. But this isn't some kind of action movie, and we can't go running off into the woods like a bunch of lunatics. We should just lie low and do as Mr. Wiley says. Besides, who knows? Maybe we can wind up making the show insanely good.
Hold up. You're calling us crazy. I think you're the one who snapped Cadence. She is being more reasonable than any of you. Just listen to yourselves.
Digging a tunnel with my bare hands would be preferable to staying here a moment longer. I agree. Clark, you're just sucking up to Mr. Wiley as usual. That's enough of that. I will threaten you with my hands, my bare hands. I don't think threats are necessary. Try to convince them. If they're not convinced, let them do it. Just don't throw them under the bus, whatever you guys do. It's interesting. She's like so not up for this escape plan this time around, which is, I guess, par for the course when you're dating Clark. Enough! You have all seen what Mr. Wiley is capable of. Do you really want to take the risk of being found out? I am certain band camp isn't going to last much longer. Not with our parents out there wondering why we haven't come home. You all just need to take deep breaths and keep soldiering along like you have been doing. I promise everything will be fine.
That's a promise you aren't in a position to make.
I know. But as your drum major, I'm going to do my best. In the meantime, you all need to do your part and focus on making the show the best it can be. Put in some extra effort to help your rookies, okay? There are a few muttered agreements. No one seems to have much enthusiasm for my idea, but at least no one is arguing. Good. This meeting is adjourned. Is it, though? I feel like you're just going to be left out of the next meeting. I hang back, letting everyone file out ahead of me so they don't get any wise ideas. No one says anything, but I receive my fair share of dirty looks. Eventually, it's just me and Clark left.
Thank you.
Cadence. Thank you for supporting me.
You're welcome. He looks as though there's something else he wants to say. Instead, he just follows the others back through the woods. I go too. Well, I'm glad that meeting didn't escalate into anything too terrible.
Are you joking? You completely ruined it for everyone.
What are you talking about?
How blind can you be? Your decision to stay here is going to cause people to get hurt. How can you not see that?
No one is getting hurt.
Oh yeah? What about the trombones sleeping outside in the wilderness? And the rookies who were forced to have their hair dyed? And Tom! Clark almost got Tom killed! I don't know how you can side with that monster after what he's done. He's just as bad as Mr. Wiley. No, worse!
How on earth is he worse? He's not the one who made Tom strap a knife to his trombone.
He's worse because he's supposed to be one of us. He's supposed to be part of this band, and he's not!
You're wrong! Clark cares about this band more than anyone.
No, Cadence. You're wrong!
Susie yanks open a drawer and begins gathering up some clothes. Then she stomps into the bathroom to snatch her toothbrush. Oh, what a surprise! We're fighting with Susie again. I'm shocked. Insert the shocked Pikachu face once more. I'm not gonna go into it again. I will say, at least Susie's anger this time is like slightly justified. It's more justified than what she felt during Doug's route. Less justified than what she felt during Peter's route. Anyway. Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to Eugene's. I can't stand to look at you.
Fine. I stand with my arms folded, refusing to look at Susie as she tears the room apart in order to gather her things. My heart pounds with rage. Just before she goes out the door, Susie can't help but get the last word.
Maybe you should ask Clark to move in with you. You two are perfect for each other.
She slams the door. Some best friend you are. My eyes prick with tears, but I'm not sure if they're born of anger or sadness. Whatever. I don't care. Susie is wrong, and everyone will come to realize it soon enough. Our smartest bet is to keep our heads down and do as Mr. Wiley says. Everything else will fall into place. They'll all see, and then they'll be sorry. I look forward to her apology. I'm going to bed. I sluggishly pull on my pajamas, brush my teeth, and wash my face. Just as I'm about to climb into bed. Oh, come crawling back, has she? Well, I'm in no mood to answer. She can let herself in.
Cadence?
Oh, it's Clark. I rushed to open the door.
I'm sorry. You're already in your pajamas.
It's fine. I don't think my teddy bear PJs are too scandalous to be seen in.
Forgive me for coming by so late. I just had to thank you again for what you did.
It was no problem.
Thank you.
Yes. And, I also wanted to give you this.
He holds out a notebook. It's the one he dropped on Tuesday. This is your notebook?
Yes. I've never let anyone else look at it, but I think you deserve to read it. If you would like to, that is.
I would love to.
Make sure you read all of it.
Received Clark's private notebook. That tune. I take it from him and begin to open it. He lets out a loud squawk.
Not while I'm around!
Then he takes off running back to his room. So cute. I can't help but giggle. I like that he emphasized read all of it. Probably because the beginning is not so flattering. It's late, but maybe I'll just take a peek. It'll help get my mind off of Susie. Let's see here. Oh, The Adventures of Radon Cat? Is that what that says? That is adorable. This is adorable! I immediately dive right into the homemade comic book. Oh my goodness. Is that Cole? It's about Clark's cat, Cole, and his bitter rivalry with his parents' dog, Sir Winston Piddlesworth. Poor Cole is forced to live in the basement where there are high levels of radon. Then, one day, lightning strikes. How silly I was to think a little cat like me could make a difference. I'm alive? What on earth? What's happening to me? He became Pikachu Cat. Cole was meant to perish in a trap set by Piddlesworth, but instead he becomes Radon Cat, a superpowered kitty with an assortment of abilities, namely whatever the plot calls for. It's exciting and adorable, and I can clearly see Clark's art style improving as the story progresses. But there's something else, too. This is clearly a way to vent for the forgotten middle child. A young Clark and his siblings are secondary characters. Claire and Klaus are amazing at what they do and lavish with attention from their parents, but Clark is often alone. The only one who truly seems to care about him is Radon Cat, who is constantly going out of his way to save Clark or just cheer him up. Meanwhile, Clark has no idea that his beloved kitty is the superhero who is always saving his tail. Oh wow, it's already past midnight. I'll read just one more chapter and go straight to bed. 3.5 hours later. I feel that. Radon Cat, why? Why did you sacrifice yourself for me? I'm just one person. I don't matter. You're wrong. You do matter. Even if you don't think so, you make more of a difference than you know. Oh no, Radon Cat, don't die. That's actually what the line says. I'm as invested as Cadence is. Radon Cat, don't die! You can't die. Clark needs you. No, don't die, Cole. Don't die. Cole? Oh, I guess maybe it was Cole. He must have seen him like transform. Cole! No, don't die. Is he writing it from left to right? I love it. Even if you're just a little cat, you still made a world of difference to me. Did I read the last line? Yeah, Clark needs you. Please don't leave him all alone.